Well, the frost last night and a little bit of ice has sent me outside to finish tidying up this little corner garden, a shade garden, outside our garden shop. And what do we say? A rolling stone gathers no moss, but sitting frogs do. I wonder where these chaps got to. What I'm doing is I am tidying up, cutting some perennials back, but I'm also collecting a whole bunch of moss, pine cones, little cuttings of evergreens, and I'm going to show you inside how you can create little vignettes, winter scene vignettes that you can use in the holidays, but you can also use them all the way through the winter. So all around the shop there are little examples of these bringing the outside in. And this is a lovely example. Look at this gorgeous container that looks like an old log. And we've got cones in here. We brought some of the moss in, some little stones to make it natural. The pine cones, there's even a little mushroom in here. And these are just little, even though they look like trees, they're just little cuttings of a juniper or a chamaecyparis, just pushed into there. Look at this example here. This is a more traditional kind of a little bit of a small centerpiece. And again, using evergreens, boxwood, cones, a little bit of holly, and some, I think it's a contorted mulberry and a bayberry candle pushed right into the middle. Well, here's another example. This one using lots of different evergreens, and the aroma from all these evergreens, it's just absolutely lovely. It just speaks holiday. Now, they're so easy to do. I've put together a little demonstration on a table, and I'm going to show you how to put something together very quickly. So let's start with the plant material. As I showed you before, we were outside collecting a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if you store them in a cool place, and if you can put them in water, like at this large vase in front of me, cool place, out of bright light, they'll last for weeks and weeks and weeks. So you have an endless source, well, almost endless source, of if one in your planter doesn't do so well, you can take it out and put another one back in there. So let's talk containers. And I've made a selection of ones that I think are particularly natural looking. And look at this example. This is like a log, a little slice of a log with the rings in there. What I look for is, especially for indoors, is to make sure that the hole in the bottom, I kind of do the opposite of what I normally do, actually has a plug, because you don't want any of the water and the moisture coming through and getting onto a surface that might be damaged. This one is like a birch log. It's got that white bark on it all. Plug missing in that one, I've got to realize that one. And this looks like a stone of some sort, some volcanic stone. And this one here, which I'm going to be using today, is a small log theme with an open cavity in the middle. You want something inside the container that you can put your evergreens in and they stay put. Now, typically, in the shop we use this. This is Floral Oasis. It's a very light, kind of foamy material. And I'm just gonna, it cuts very, very easily. It pushes in quite nicely. I'm going to put that one in the middle there. And this is a wet Oasis, so you can actually pour water on it and it holds it like a sponge, so it keeps your evergreens a little bit better. And all you're going to do is just fill up the space. It's quite wet. There are different kinds of moss here. In fact, there are hundreds of different kinds of moss. But look in a shady area, especially now that the leaves are falling, you'll get to see the moss everywhere. And let's start with, this is a little juniper. I'm just going to pull the lower leaves off, the needles off. Maybe a little bit too big. You want to get it into proportion, so that can look like a little evergreen tree. I'm going to just make a little spike at the bottom and push that into the Oasis. And you see it holds it really, really well. Now we're keeping it very simple, just the moss, one little evergreen, and maybe a cone put in there, and they might just roll off. A way of securing them are these little devils. You can get these from the craft stores. They're called picks, wired picks. It's got a spike and a little bit of metal wire, which you can wrap around whatever you're trying to hold in place. And all I'm going to do is just push it in there, and that will stop that from moving around. Simple as that. If you're getting closer to the holiday season, you might want to add something a little bit more festive. There's some winter berries. Just push them down the side. So there you go. It's just taken really less than a minute to put that together. And really, you can start with a container of any size you want and make it as elaborate as you want. Incorporate lights if you want to. It's a fun activity for kids. Just watch if you're using sharp knives and things to supervise carefully. But they'll have fun looking at it. And they really do look really, really nice.